still have the eye of the tiger. I've seen guys lose it, and you can tell when it goes, and I'm sure one of these days I'll lose it. As long as I got it, I need to go hard. So the one thing about this year in fishing both tournament trails, like I said, that's probably the biggest thing to come from it, is I still know I love bass fishing. Oh, that's a big one. There's no front-facing sonar over here. And when I come over here, I just like, whoo, we're just going bass fishing. And I really enjoy that. I've had a couple tournaments over here where I moved like I used to. Yeah, you know, fishing was good today. I caught a lot of fish, and I just made a mistake, you know.
Go to small one, it's a 2-pound penalty, okay?
Yep. We use those for baits at Strike King. That's what we do. I think that for the year, this is tournament 72. It feels like it is. No, this is actually stop 4 for the NPFL. I fished 7 Bassmasters, 3 NPFLs so far. So this will be my, I can't even count, my 11th tournament. Everything I've caught's been in this, you know, in this muddy water. But like I said, I don't get many bites.
But the ones you do are
yeah, well, I thought they had to be 14 inches, you know, so I was like, I ain't like the 12-inch deal. I guess that that could help me, but my deal is the guy who wins, he ain't gonna be catching 12-inch ones, so. So the mayflies are hatching, which is typically a deal. You see them all in the air right there. But I have yet to put anything together with it. And yesterday I found some, like, which normally would be like really, really, like on certain lakes you go to when that mayfly hatch happens, you might find one willow tree right there that's loaded with them and catch 20 pounds off of it. And typically in the South, the deal is the fish you catching are not eating the mayflies, they're eating bluegill that are eating the mayflies. Now, if we went north, the smallmouth love mayflies. But I have yet to catch any fish around them. Like, and I'll check the trees, because what'll happen is, like this morning they're hatching out and you see them flying around. Then later in the day, they all just sit in a tree and I'll knock them on the water and see if you can get some bluegill to come up. I've not seen a bluegill since I've been here. I'm a real natural fisherman, if that makes sense. I don't have really any, like, I think the worst thing for me to do is to have a plan when I get there. Does that make sense? I fish better by the seat of my pants, just like, instead of like, I don't know where to go, I just need to strike out and go looking. And then all of a sudden it'll just come to me, like, and stuff starts to happen. And I think, I mean, honestly, that's how I've made it this far. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta just let the fish tell you what they wanna do, and you can't make them do what you wanna do, you know? It's been a fun practice here because this is a place I'd never been before. I watched, you know, Easton won the Bass Open here. I think the last time Bass was here. They've had some Toyota series here. The Tackle Warehouse events have been here. I went back and researched all that stuff. The only thing it's like throwing us a curveball this week is that the lake is 7.5 foot above normal. There's been no events here in recent times, or that I could find footage of, you know, when the conditions were the same. So it's kind of like a new lake. Not only is it new to me, it's just kind of probably new to a lot of guys, even some of the ones who've been here. I need to check around this next corner. I hate that, but the water's still muddy. That's the only thing that's, I guess, weird to me. We'll call this Kings of Bass Explorer Edition. should have brought a machete. I don't even think I have one in the truck. Every truck I have or vehicle, ATV, has a machete on it, and I don't have one in this boat. That don't even seem right. Funny thing is about these fish, even in that dirty water like that, is how well they can see. They will get that bait. Like I'll have some of them, it'll hit the water and I'll turn the handles and they're on it. Like they're, you know, that bothers us because, you know, we're not used to looking at it, but I guess the deal is if they couldn't see in it, they would die. You know what I mean? Like they would starve to death, and they don't have any trouble. But as fishermen, it's hard on us because, you know, now those guys from Oklahoma, this is common. A lot of lakes get like this in Oklahoma, but you know, the rest of us from the rest of the country, you know, we're not used to it. But literally, you'll be fishing down a stretch like this, and there's a 5-pounder. Like that, when you catch one here out of that dirty water, the majority of them have been, you know, 3 to 5 pounders. So that's the thing. I'm like, but yesterday I had 5 bites. That was it, you know. But they would have weighed 18 pounds, you know. So, and you know, I get a bite and roll. Like, it's not like I tried to see how many I could catch. You know, I catch a big one out of the area. I'm like, it's not a fluke. I roll out. So the last 2 events I fished have been the Douglas event and the Bassmaster at 10 Killer have been like fish fest. Like on a bad day, I got 25 bites. Coming here to Eufaula, I did enough research to know it wasn't gonna be that way. I didn't really know how it was gonna be, honestly. 7.5 foot high. It's been as high as 11 foot above normal. It's fell 3.5 feet. Then it's been rising this week while we were here. So I didn't really know what to expect. I'll be honest with you, I drove down the highway here and something caught my eye, and that's where I got my first bite. And then I just kind of ran with that. I started looking on the map, finding a certain situation, and the deal is, I don't know if it'll work. All the drains coming in this lake, most of them were muddy, with the exception if there was some other lake out in the woods or a pond, or if the drain came out of a mountain. The hills where it was more rocky, the water was a lot clearer in the back. And when I got to running that deal, every one of those drains in the back of them, I would catch a 3 or 4 pounder. I've not caught a great big one but just nice ones, you know. Will it work tomorrow? I don't know, we'll just have to wait and see. So, you think I flip much with this rod? My palm, it's where my palm fit on the handle. I'm like, I have done some diving with that rod. Honestly, every bite I've had the last 3 days have either been, the majority of them actually have been on that 3/4 ounce tour grade spinnerbait, and the rest of them have been on that particular, well, I say that. I did have 2 on the green pumpkin and some clear water, but either a jig or a spinnerbait has produced every bite I've had in practice, every bass bite I've had in practice. So those will be the 2 that will get the most play tomorrow. And some of that other stuff, like, so I rigged up a filler worm because some of these places are like our 1 cast deal, if that makes sense. Like I'm throwing, you know, it's rock is the deal. And so I'm making that 1 cast and I'll drop shot that filler worm on some of those places after I rotate through, you know, the bigger baits. I like 50 a lot of times on a frog, but here, because the cover's so heavy and I may be a little keyed up tomorrow, I thought it was best if I just went ahead and spooled that frog on 65. So that spinnerbait has really been the main bait this week. Of course, I've been on the jig bite the last couple weeks, and I like a big bait this time of the year. These fish are post-spawn, they're feeding, the water was dirty, so that's the reason for the red or orange kicker blade on there, and the big bait moves a lot of water. So that's a 3/4 ounce tour grade spinnerbait. You get more bites on that big spinnerbait when the water's dirty like that because you can crash into cover. You can get a reaction. In my mind, that fish can't see as good, but I know he can. That's the crazy thing. They see so well. If they didn't, they'd starve to death. They do well in dirty water, especially this lake, they're used to it, but confidence-wise, that big spinnerbait will catch big fish. you know, and it handles good in that heavy cover. So the other thing is accurate casting. You know, you're having to put it in holes and all that flooded brush. The jig deal is, again, big bulky bait. I got a rage crawl in the back, moves a lot of water. I think today was probably the best day I had for bites, and maybe I had 8 bites. If I can get 7 or 8 bites tomorrow, they'll be good ones, and I'm throwing stuff, it'll be good. But I also rigged up a filler worm on these places where I know where the rock is. After I beat it up with those big stuff, I'm not against drop shotting that filler worm, because it catches big ones too. I mean, we have the classic champ on our team who, I don't know if he owns a bait caster. Just saying, the man has won like $500,000 this year. So you know what, sometimes if you can't beat them, you got to join them.
If it starts lightning and there's a threat to like safety, we're gonna pull everybody off the water and then just stop everything and just pick right up and launch them. You know, fish love high, muddy water, lightning, wind, rain. I mean, it should be great. So have a good day today.
It's better every day.
We've been delayed a little longer. As you can see, it's just a lot of lightning in the area, and that's the big reason. It's not the, see there? Let's ease back under the thing. I said enough.
That was perfect. Yeah. Couldn't ask for it.
Couldn't have been, I know you saw it in the, yeah. Yeah, I was like, yeah, that's the reason we're delayed.
Yeah, that's the reason.
That flash of light that was behind us, that's, I mean, it's not, we don't, I mean, yeah, there's a breeze and there's some rain, but the lightning is the danger deal, and that's the reason we decided to wait a little longer. This would have been a great morning. Only mistake I made this morning, I didn't eat breakfast. I feel like I need a bite of breakfast. So there have been times before when this has happened, I'd be mad because I didn't get to fish. I've looked at I've been sitting up here at the truck thinking about it, and it could play to my advantage. You won't have to catch as much. You won't have to catch them 2 days instead of 3, you know, so the only thing that worries me, how much change is there gonna be? That'll be the thing that will affect me the most is, like, are some of these runouts that I'm catching them in, are they gonna be blown out? Is it gonna be fresh mud coming in? The only thing that is a positive, I'm like, the first day of practice, there were some of them were clean, and it had just rained that morning, so I don't know, just a lot of unknown, you know. It's really a good feeling to fish the way I have over here. There's probably a couple reasons for it. There's a little bit of that dog and pony show at the elites, and like, things are just different. Again, not to beat a dead horse, there's no front-facing sonar over here. And I even think, like, maybe not knowing, that's on my mind sometimes at the elites, like subconsciously. And when I come over here, I just like, woo, we just going bass fishing, and I really enjoy that. I've had a couple tournaments over here where I moved like I used to, like I'm just going out there to go bass fishing and look around, and it's been fun. You know, I can't say it's funner, but it's funner.
We've been on the move. We've been on the move. Up, down, left, right, all night, it's right. We be on the.
And I thought about, you know, one of the cool things about fishing over here is they don't have a cut, you know, so you fish 3 days. So that, like at the first one at Santee Cooper, that really helped me because I caught a big bag on the 3rd day, you know, and jumped, made a big jump. Don't have that luxury this week with only 2 days, so you got to get off to a quick start. I just kind of feel like the way my practice was, it's feast or famine.
We've been on the move, up, down, left, right, all night, it's right. We be on the.
So the update is I got 5, I lost a big one. Culled once. Now I'm just gun shy. I spent right caught a weed, and I was like, we're starting to have one of them moments where maybe I swigged too much coffee on them before we got in here. Well, you know, the deal is there'd probably be I would be a little more management, you know, oriented if we were fishing 3 days, but I'm like, this lake's got plenty of fish in it, and I just have to, you know, I mean, I have a decent bag right now, but not a bag to win. You know, if we were check chasing, I'd be like, yeah, I got a good start, but I need 2 more of them big bites, you know. This lake is good. It just, you know, it's tough conditions, but you know, I missed that. I don't think he was very big. I was looking at him, that spinnerbait was up on top when he got it, so. I feel like to have a legit shot, I need at least 17. You know, I need to be right around that 17 mark, and I've already had the opportunities at it. That other good one from the first stop and that big one I lost here when we first got here, I'm like, I would be, you know, well, I'd run that creek down there and look for a 6, 7, 8 pound. You know what I mean? Like I'd be in a position to. How about that? It was the one I just caught was the biggest. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, when I first went to get them, I was like, I got 6. I got 6 fish. And I was like, yeah, because you got one of them in one hand. I just had to count my other ones. I was like, I don't want to have to call Sean and tell him that. I was like, that'd be very uncharacteristic for me not to count right, you know, but I was like, you got 2 in your hand. You know what? Since this bag is not very good, I would appreciate it if you would.
Well, I don't feel like it.
Say that again?
I don't feel like it.
Well, this bag doesn't zip up. These jokers, they'll jump out of here. I got too many. I thought that this morning. Got to carry it up there, pull it out.
Dang it.
Yep. I knew that this morning. Something was weird and I couldn't figure out how I did that. I got too many.
Really?
So how I did that.
How the hell did you catch so many today that you...
Oh, I probably caught 30. I just didn't think I was catching them that fast, so I did that right off the bat. I knew it because something didn't seem right, and I was like, I got too many. I got 6.
Do you?
I brought them all up here.
Okay. We caught a small one. It's a 2-pound penalty. Okay.
Yep.
So I'll let you lead the small one. Do you know which one it is?
I'm gonna have to just guess. It's one of those.
I mean, we can look at them close if you want, buddy.
It's one of those. Okay. Works for me.
Looks that way to me.
Hey Kyle, can you do me a favor and tell Courtney? Courtney in the office.
I did that. Just catching them so fast. I only caught 30.
He is the champ here in
The small one is
25 with the NPFL. It's Red Hackney. Hold on over here for me. This weather here is like tiddlywinks to boys from Louisiana. This ain't even hot, is it?
It's getting hot.
It's getting hot
It
even
is
for the
getting hot.
Louisiana man?
Well, we haven't had much hot
Okay.
weather, and I hadn't been at home much
Okay,
lately.
well this is true, so you don't know.
Yeah, so it is hot this week.
How about this? 5 in the bag. Right here, it's gonna show it up there. Hold on. Hold on. Locked in there. Nope, hold on a second. Hold on. Hold on just a second. Hey, I've got 5 fish, but I got 5 alive. But you're giving them a penalty.
I had too many.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
All right, with the penalty, 13-13
Yeah.
right there. 13-13. Go ahead. Take that bag right there. You want to say anything here real quick? Or you want to show some fish?
I'll show a couple
Show a
fish.
couple fish right there.
7-10's big bass.
From Louisiana, not as hot there, haven't been home. Put your hands together for 2 beauties right there on Lake Eufaula. All right, Greg, real quick, and then I'll get you off stage and then we talk there. Good start there. A slight little penalty there. Hopefully it doesn't hurt you.
Yeah, well, it hurts.
Well, it hurts, yeah.
But it's my fault. It was self-inflicted.
AOI, checks, all that kind of stuff. Let's see, maybe we can make it up tomorrow.
Yeah, I need a big bag tomorrow. I caught a lot of fish today. It was a good day. It was fun, so just hope for another fun day tomorrow.
All right, brother, we'll see you there. Louisiana Pro right there, Greg.
Yeah, you know, fishing was good today. I caught a lot of fish, and I just made a mistake, you know. I had a couple I should have had a giant bag. I would have really been disappointed, I guess, if I'd have boated the ones that I had on. Probably should have had over 20, but I brought 6 bass in. You know, it's a 2-pound penalty. Seems kind of steep. Seems like 1 pound would be enough for that. I don't know why they have to do 2, but anyway, so that hurt a little bit and dug myself a little hole. So I know I'm going to need 20 plus tomorrow to overcome that today. So I got a bunch of water I didn't go to. I just left the place where I was catching them every cast. So I look forward to tomorrow, you know. But see, that was the reason 3 days in this deal. I'm like, I might have could have overcome that in 3 days. It'd be hard to do it in 1. So.
Go big or go home, the whole team on go. This is everything that we work for. Let the whole world know we came to win this victory.
It'll bother me because hell, it would have about put me in the lead for Angler of the Year. That's the part that bothers me, you know. But I can overcome it today. So, because here's the deal, all I need to do is get back in the top 10. You know, I mean, I'm not that far out of it weight-wise, even with the deduction. Hell, what a storyline it would be if all of a sudden I came all the way back.
Let's go be smooth, my shine lynch. Bad damn to no man and stand like a champion. We ain't never backing down. We ain't never gonna stop. We gon' take it to the limit. We gon' take it to the top. We ain't never giving up. We ain't never gonna stop.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing's different today is just a lot harder to, the water's up in the trees, you know, so. But the other day, I didn't know if I could come on up in here or not. I caught 1 spotted bass and 2 largemouth. One of them was a good one. Because I've yet to really catch them all the way up where the water's, they're always on some rock before I get to where the water's running in. But you would think right here, they would be up there where the water's running in. I don't know. This morning's been a little different anyway. Like when I went to that place where I quit yesterday afternoon, I caught 2 off the rock where I caught all those yesterday afternoon, but the shad were spawning this morning. I caught most of them on a popping perch in some mats. It was fun. I just only caught 1 decent one. The rest of them were, you know, 2-pounders, 2.5, I don't know. I just got rid of the smallest one I had, so that was good. See that one? He spot. Got me out in the middle. I was swimming that jig in. I've caught a bunch of spotted bass. I caught one on a popping perch this morning out of a mat. I was like, that's funny. That don't happen very often. It back here, but just on a frog, you just don't typically catch them. Yeah, they're attracted to that running water. That place, I probably caught a limit of spots this morning. Yesterday, I caught a big spot there. One I would have kept today. I didn't need it yesterday, but it would have helped this morning. I didn't catch one that big, 1.5 pounds, 1.75 pounds. I might have had one close to 2 pounds this morning. Oh, there's a big one. Yep. See, that's the only problem in here tight like that. I mean, that one will tilt. I'll try not to put too many of them in there today. God damn. I can't believe, I'm like, I've thought about that today. It's not bothered me, like impacting me mentally, but it just pisses me off that I did that yesterday. And you know, I'm a creature of habit. And I didn't do my normal deal with those buoys, and I might have gotten in a hurry yesterday morning, and I will tell you that you know how you and I like to talk about positive. The only thing positive about that penalty is it made me mad. So that's a positive. Oh, damn. I mean, that one got it when it hit the water. And that is a largemouth bass. Just one without a large mouth. The species is right, but the mouth is too small. That's a good sign, because I might have finally getting back here where I'm reaching where the biomass is. I should have swung quicker then. Whatever it was, he was on there better, and I was feeling on him. There he is. I tricked him in. I knew this was a spotted bass. But think about it, that's a keeper. They weighed in limits of those yesterday. We use those for baits at Strike King. That's what we do. We just leave him on and pitch him in the bushes. Come on, hop in this boat. Look, I'm gonna let you help me do this, okay? Look, when I put one in there, just pinch it up tight so there's no chance of them jumping out.
All right.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
You got a good bag.
Yes, sir. And I thank you very much for doing that. Better than I thought. A little better than I thought. Well, as long as there ain't 6 in there, I did fine. You want to shine down in there? I jerked on them yesterday, but I brought too many in. I had a 2-pound penalty. Yeah. Yeah, I made a bad mistake. There's a bump in the road, you know it? It's a big one.
2025 champ here at the NPFL, the Hack Attack, Greg Hackney. All right, 1313, his favorite lucky number right there. 5 in the bag. Here we go, sir.
Yeah, only 5 today.
Oh, only 5. Used to be back in the day. How about this? 16 pounds and 5 ounces right there. It's going to put you just outside of Gerald Swindle right there at 30 pounds and 2 ounces. There's the boom right there for Greg Hackney, the Louisiana Pro. Stop number 4 in the NPFL here at Lake Eufaula. All right.
I don't think I picked up the right ones, but I don't guess it matters.
Well, I mean, hell, you got triplets like that. That's not bad.
Yeah,
Like this right over here for me, sir. Going to put you right there in 4. Gerald, Mike, KJ, and a Greg right there. But AOY points on the progressive side, some more money. That always helps pay the bills. This is an expensive sport. Yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, it's been a good week other than that bump in the road yesterday, and that was self-inflicted.
Okay.
So nobody to blame but me on that. But I kind of misjudged this place first time I'd ever been here, and I'd catch a fish in practice, and if it was a nice one, I'd just leave. I wouldn't fish anymore. So I didn't know about the fish population, but it's got a lot of bass in it. Literally, I've caught 12 pounds today about 3 times. I did the same thing yesterday. It's kind of when you find the right deal, water's dirty. Big spinnerbait for me this week, 3/4 ounce Strike King Tour Grade spinnerbait, 3/4 ounce Hack Attack jig, and this morning I caught some on a popping perch. Shad went back to spawning.
Okay.
Water went to coming up, and I think that ignited that again, and so this morning I lit them up on a frog. So, I mean, you can't.
Always fun, though.
It's always fun. And how about this? And the next tournament we go to is the holy grail of smallmouth fishing. So everywhere we've been this year, we've hit the nail on the head.
We appreciate it right
Yeah,
there,
man.
Greg.
Thank
Hackney,
you.
man. We will see you down the road. Hack Attack Pro in 4th
Thank you.
position at 30 pounds and 2 ounces. Next, Falcon Rods Pro from Dry Creek.
Yeah, so it's done. Today was the final day. We only fished 2 days because I canceled the first one, and it's been a lot of up and downs this week. I was on a high yesterday when I weighed in, and then I brought 6 fish to the scales, and so they penalized me 2 pounds out of my total weight. I went out today and caught just a little more weight than what I had yesterday before the penalty, and made a big jump. And when I weighed in, I would have been, without the penalty, I would have been leading with like 7 ounces, and I was like, there was a side of me, I was like, please let somebody come in with a big bag, because I would be completely devastated had that penalty, you know, because it was 100%, it's my fault, you know, I miscounted. And right as I was pulling out from weighing in, a guy got on stage and had 17 something, so he surpassed whoever was leading, and then I did the mental math real quick, and I said he would have beat me regardless. I would have finished second, which would have been great points. I ended up fifth. Looks like, I don't know, I think it's over, and it looks like I ended up fifth in the, you know, for the event, which is great points. And it's just like everywhere we've been, you know, it's just I've been real comfortable. Conditions, you know, here was flooded, the last one at Douglas was flooded. Just everywhere we've been, it's just kind of been in my wheelhouse, you know, so keep our fingers crossed that New York will be too, and we just keep it rolling right on to the end. But it was a good week. Oh, it's a big one.
There's the move right there from Hackney.